I have heard on the news that there are a number of people that are complaining to their representatives in Minnesota about the foul winter weather, that it's too cold and we have snow. What? It really is an all about me generation we've got going here. Walk to the mailbox. This is, I was going to say annual event. No, this is a daily event, I just realized. I don't know why I even have to realize that, but I did, and I do. It's the only place there really is to walk anymore with the snow cover. And it's a nice distance. It is a little longer than walking to the woodshed and back 8 or 10 times. It's an amazing thing, and I hate that word. Why am I using that word? You saw the hoarfrost. I'll refer to it as rime. There, how's that? Is that better? I had my EV set for plus 1.5 to compensate for the white snow the other day, and realized now, I've always gotten a kick out of, I somehow have to say, hold on while I do such and such. First became aware of that syndrome when my son and I used to send each other audio communications, sometimes a half an hour, 45 minutes. That was a real neat thing we used to do. But anyway, I'd laugh and he'd laugh when he'd respond when I'd say, oh, I gotta take Suki out for a pee or do whatever. Hold on, I'll be back in a bit. Well, you push pause on the audio recorder and you're instantly back, no matter if it's been an hour or 3 days in the interim. What was I saying before I interrupted myself? I have no idea. Oh, the hoarfrost, which is actually rime, as I've talked about. I don't like it that I've always referred to that ice accumulation on branches and leaves and trees and pine needles as hoarfrost. That's all it is. It's hoarfrost. Everybody knows what I mean. I know what I mean. And along comes somebody to correct that nomenclature in Facebook. No, this is rime ice. It's not hoarfrost. Hoarfrost is yada yada yada. Well, okay. But it hung around for 2 or 3 days. And I was aware when I came out to give Suki her evening pee last night in the dark that, oh, it looks like it's fading a little bit. Well, why would that be? Nothing has changed. So, got up this morning at, dark. It's always dark around here unless it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's half dark. I looked out, I had the yard light on and looked out. Oh, the hoarfrost is all gone. I was so happy that I had gotten the photos and video that I did because, well, for many years in my life being a photographer, I would say, well, I'll get that. I'll come back for that photo in an hour or a day. And I learned my lesson. It took years to fight the urge on the spur of the moment to get the camera ready and up and out. And now I know, I just do it. It's 33 degrees today. And it's the first day we've seen the sun for 4 or 5. I have been researching and exploring all manner of point of view YouTube videos out there. Oh man, it's a wealth of stuff. When you do as much looking as I've been doing, you stumble across invariably some very odd, weird, fun videos, which you'll be seeing. I have a 10-year-old camera. I have given it about 3 times more usage than the shutter life is supposed to be able to handle. And it's doing fine. It's doing just fine. But I'm looking into not replacing it, but adding it to my tool bag. It's incredible. There's another word I hate using. Why do I use it? It's amazing how, no, I don't want to use that word either. Interesting how in the 10 years since I bought my camera, technology has advanced light years from where it was in 2010. It's done excellent work for me, but I've been looking at and discovering Olympus as a camera brand, and it is, well, it's just been one of those names. Canon, Nikon, Sony, Panasonic, Olympus. Oh, they're all the same. One camera's as good as another. And most of them are. The cameras they make nowadays are light years ahead of 10-year-old technology. But the more I'm reading and hearing, Olympus has a sort of cultishness about it because it's the underdog, and it is so cleverly designed and so innovative in its designs and its functions, its abilities, that no other camera maker comes close to. And I've never been particularly loyal to Canon, which is what I've been using. But I can see how people are fanatically loyal to Olympus because of, well, first of all, them being underdogs. Second of all, them being so innovative. The camera I'm looking at is a OMD E5 Mark III. And it has built-in capability to do time-lapse, for one. Just right there. With my old camera, I've had to do time lapses manually, use an intervalometer, which triggers the shutter every whatever interval you set it for, every half second, every 1 second. But you got to take JPEGs, however many you want, then download them into the computer, then process each one, and then combine them into one file, then make a time lapse out of them. Well, the Olympus does all of that for you. And my thinking all along, when I want to replace my current camera with another camera, a new camera, is I want to be able to use my lens. I have four lenses for the Canon. Well, I don't want those just to rot in my camera bag, which before I went digital with Canon, I was film, and every bit of my film, my Nikon film equipment was unused from that day forward. I hate that, and that's what camera manufacturers expect to happen. When you do something like convert to digital, everything has changed. I was very honored last night. Suki was laying on the love seat. I was in my rocker. I sound like an old person. I don't like the sound of that. And we were sitting there. I'm watching one of my TV shows, which, by the way, Life in Pieces, Amazon Prime. Oh, what a fun show. That aside, I'm sitting there and I hear, and I look over at Suki, and she's laying, but she's sitting up looking at me intently. And I thought, well, maybe I just heard something that wasn't her. But she kept staring at me. And I thought, is she lonely? A few months ago, we would lay on the love seat together, and I'd watch TV, and she'd stretch out, put her head up against my hip. So a few months ago, I tried to do that again with her. She just wasn't real receptive. She's not that sort of a demonstrative dog. But when she whined last night, I thought, well, let's give it another go. So I got up, sat down, and she stood up on the love seat and was very unsure, like a shy 13-year-old teenager with his first date. He didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do. I knew what to do. She sort of head-butted me a few times and was very reluctant to do anything except stand there next to me. So finally I patted my lap, and then she laid curled right next to me, against me. Oh, wow, that was just fantastic. And I rubbed her head, scratched her ears, and talked to her. We both liked that a lot. So maybe there's something new happening here, that I can resume that fond laying on the love seat together with her up against me, and me, my hand on her head, on her neck, on her, holding her. I used to make her ropes. When she first came to live with me, the first year or two, I was making ropes at the hardware store, making really good, heavy, thick ropes out of 3 individual ropes braided together. Give her mouth something good to chomp on. Strong? Oh man, she could. Yeah, well, everybody's dog is strong and fast. Much faster and stronger than the neighbor's mutt. By the way, this is where I am for wood. And I haven't even begun on this yet. And we're almost halfway through January. So I'm encouraged, because last year, by middle of February, this was empty. And the wood that was in there, the wood you're seeing in front here was not seasoned yet. The wood at the back row was seasoned and it was ready to burn. So I had to take the slats off around back behind. There's a video, it's on a video from last February. I removed them and I could access that wood back behind. But that woodshed that I've been emptying now was not here. There's only these two woodsheds. So I was assuming I was going to run out of wood. Again, and then I've got this wood rack. That is not seasoned yet, but I don't need it to be yet because I don't need it yet. So the wood that's left in here is going to last through January. Well, that may be a bit optimistic, not sure, but at any rate, there she stands. Yay! That's more like it. An hour ago, Suki and I went out, go to the mailbox, and it was snowing lightly, unimpressively. And the flakes were odd. It was obviously something was different, and I realized it was the temperature outside, 37. The weather has been strictly unexciting the last month and a half, 2 months. We haven't had any real winter, had any real sub-zero. I'm not complaining, mind you, but it is a bit jarring to be in north central Minnesota in January and have it be so unthreatening. Very, very unusual, and it's been this way the whole fall and winter. We had a week or 10 days of more seasonal temperatures, but now it's, I don't know what my point is. You know, I was complaining, well, just about every time I walk out here, about clearing up this unsightly mess. However, walked by here a couple days ago and thought, you know what, this is a really, really good habitat for birds. A lot of hiding they can do in there. So I think I'm not going to feel in so much of a hurry to clear this out. I think that's a really great haven, especially in the summer when there's a lot of birds we don't have here all year round. I mean, look through there. And through there. Yeah. There's always another way to look at anything you want to evaluate. There's another point of view. Two sides of the story. Healthier eating during the pandemic. That healthier eating won't work unless it's during a pandemic. Oh God.
You're fine.
Yeah, get a little further that time. Our next trail, Comet, is something that people will either love or hate. And that's because it's absolutely packed with skinnies. Oh, Skinny. Oh. If it's there, you gotta ride it. It's like the Ewok village here. I personally enjoy riding them, but that might have something to do with the fact that my home trails are on the North Shore of Vancouver, where the ladder bridge was invented. Skinnies totally are an old school feature though. They became popular back when mountain bikes were short and head angles were steep. You pretty much have to ride them slowly, and with today's enduro bikes being long and slack, they just don't play quite as well on them. And in a world where mountain biking is just getting faster and faster, I can understand why skinnies aren't so popular anymore. But I still enjoy the challenge. It's completely packed with features. Literally every few seconds, there's something new to hit. Sick. Oh, sick. Whoa! So many tires. I'll get that next time. I love it when they pack so many features into a single trail.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. See you next time.